from wherever you're catching me from, and still we are back at it again. I want to start by saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Of course, it's been like how long? It's been like now 2 days. Of course, I've not been around, so I want to start by saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are catching me from. Luze Andrew Anderson is my name. Super excited, of course, to be here. The 2 days, of course, a lot has been going on. For the people, yeah, by the way, let's start afresh. Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are catching me from. It is Luze Andrew Anderson. I'm super excited, of course, to be here. Let me first check. I always want to check to see if my sound is really nice. Yeah, so let me first check. I see if the sound is nice. After checking if the sound is nice, then of course we can get. I see if the sound is nice. Yeah, I've checked and the sound is really beautiful. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to some of you. Every day we are supposed to be reporting here. Every day we are supposed to be reporting here every day. That is Monday to Friday from around 10 to 11. Yeah, that's when of course I'm supposed to be here. But I got some of the reactions from some people. Yeah. I got some reactions and I want to say thank you very much, of course, for the people who are following. I decided to change the kind of content we were doing. I always want to start by that. We changed the kind of content we are doing. Reason being, of course, I had sacrificed 7 years. Of course, we were doing politics. Then later on, of course, with 15 years, serving people, that was doing basically entertainment. So I thought, now this is my time. Yeah, now this is my time. Of course, I have a lot of things I've learned, and today's topic and basically what we are going to be talking about, of course, the 10 things I wish I knew before I turned 37. Yeah, the 10 things I wish I knew before I turned 37. Of course, these are going to also be helping you. First of all, it will help you from regret. It will help you from a lot of pain, suffering from a lot of pain, the time you would have wasted. I wish you could watch in up to the end. These things are really going to help you very much. When I was growing up, I always tell people that I had sisters who could tell me, don't do that. When you were young and they used to tell you, switch off the lights, Banange, who left the tap flowing, you should close the tap. You remember those things? We could not understand them times, or then we could not understand why they used to tell us that. Not until we grew up and we noticed there were bills to pay. And these bills could hike, in case you misuse those necessities of life. So now, when I grew up, still again, there are things my sister used to tell me because she's older than me, and I would not accept. I would not take her advice. Not until I reached this age, and I'm like, I wish I knew a little bit earlier. Now, thank God that of course you're here and you're going to learn a little bit of 2 or 3 things. But of course, these are the 10 things that are going to help you not to regret, not to waste a lot of time, and not to get pain. Let's start off. Of course, number 1, of course, Luze Andrew Anderson is my name. I always do these lives at this time because my son is now sleeping. Yeah. So the first thing, of course, I want to take you through, of course, time. Number one thing. Yeah. Time really waits for no one. If we all have 24 hours. Yeah. All the kids you went to school with, some are successful, others are not yet successful, but we all have 24 hours a day. So how you use it is really very important. How you use your time is very important. It is one of the things, by the way, ever since we started these chats. But you can go ahead and put up the comments. Yeah, I'll be reading them because we are live. So in case you put up a comment, I'll be reading it straight out. Yeah. So time is one of the things I've really been talking about, not once, not twice, not thrice. I've been talking about time. Time. I woke up one day. This video, we did it as an upload initially, but I felt like I wanted to talk about it extensively. Yeah, extensively. Time wastes for no one. Me, when I had just turned 35, I woke up one day and I noticed I was 35. And how I noticed and how I really got scared is when I saw my sister's kids, yeah, the one who was still in the womb, and now I see them, they are going for senior 5, senior 6. I really got scared. Remember, again, in those videos I did as an upload, there's one video, of course, we did, and again it was talking about time. So at the end of the day, when I saw these kids at that age, I got scared. And remember, there is nothing, and people don't talk about it, there is nothing that scares the most than a struggling young man, young man trying to make it in life. Most of the people don't talk about that, but it scares a lot. You be there, look at your friends and what they've achieved, and you're in your early, let me say, early 30s, and basically you've done nothing with your life. It really, really scares. You be in the room at night when you're in your bed and you look up the ceiling like this and you're like, what have I achieved? Most of the people don't talk about that, but that thing really scares a lot. So now we go back to time. When I saw my kids' sisters, like really now they had grown up, and their kids I was seeing just yesterday, now they are mature, I got super scared. So now that's when I started thinking of what is it now. I have to change things, I have to correct some things. That's when I woke up and I started figuring out my life. That's when, of course, I started thinking of getting land, because now I had my son. I had my son, no land, no house. But of course, I had been working for like 17 years, but now nothing to show of it. So time, remember, it waits for no one. It keeps going. Every second that goes never comes back. Each second that goes, it never comes back. So one of the things I wish I knew before was time and how to use it. When we are in our 20s, in our teens, we always think time is there, but time waits for no one. So that's when I started figuring out really my life, because now I knew I had a son. I knew I had nothing figured out, so now I was like, what next? Through time waits for no one, but again, we don't have to attach age to success. Why? Some people can become successful at the early age. Someone can be successful at 25, they are married. There are those things they told us, by this time you would have done this, by this time you would have done this. But of course, in case you figure out your life a little earlier, you can always correct those things. So you don't have to be there and you're scared. I'm 40 now, what is it that I'm going to do? That doesn't have to scare you. As long as you figure out your life, you figure it out, you get to know, like, the things that have been taking your time, maybe a lot of partying, a lot of drinking, you try to adjust, you can always catch up with time. Though time gone can never be returned. If the turns of the clock go, you can never turn them back. So you have to be so critical with time. It is one of those things really that hit me. It hit me from nowhere, and I was like, oh my goodness, time has gone. That's why I even decided to retire mainstream media. I retired TV, because I was like, I've been here for 15 years and I've really got totally nothing. So why am I still here? I was like, now I have to change. As I told you, for the people who have been following, I've changed life 3 times. So this is the last time I'm changing, and again I'm starting afresh. For the people who are watching, I'm starting afresh. No income, though I bought, by the way, I bought something. I bought a border. I bought a border because I knew we had to get something. Me and my son, since we are off grid, I was like, no, we have to get something, at least that can give us maybe 10k a day. So what we did, we bought a border, so that now he's catered for, like food stuff, those small things. At least now those are going to be taken care of with the 10k that comes in. Now that is going to be my Kameza money. So time really doesn't wait. You lose it, it never comes back. Though in case you correct some of the things, you can always catch up. So that is number one thing I wish I knew when I was still in my teens. When we are teens, we always think we have time. When we are in our 20s, we always think we have time, but time really waits for nobody. So now, number 2, build yourself before relationships. That is also something that I wish I knew. Of course I knew, I knew that, but of course I didn't have direction in life. Yeah. When it comes to number two, which is build yourself before a relationship. Of course, when you are alone, you don't have direction. Yeah, when you are alone, you don't have direction. You don't know what to do. You just go, you work for the sake of working, and you don't know even why you're working. You get the point. You're working, but you don't know why you're working. You're moving abroad, but you don't know why you're moving abroad. Some people are like, let me go abroad. I work so that I can build my mother a house. I can. But those are minors. Those are minors. Most of the times, I'm like, you're supposed to come number one. You're supposed to come first. So building yourself, yeah, build yourself before relationship. Now, this is it. When I noticed that, because now I'm 37, I always tell you, right now I'm a single dad. I've been a single dad for 3 years. 3 years. My son is 3. He's going to be making 4 very soon. So now I was like, I'm not going to be in any relationship. For the people who watched my video, we have a daycare. Here where I stay, we have a daycare. Like those at school, but not exactly those at school. I have my bed down. It is huge. Then his is up, but little. I'm still scared putting him up there because I once fell off a daycare. So I got it. So that even if I get tempted and I get to get a girl, at least when she comes through, she'll feel uncomfortable. She'll be like, I cannot stay here. Sharing a bed with your son? Nah. So at the end of the day, I'm like, let me first sort myself first. Sorting myself, there are things that I want in life which are really minor. They're not really that major, but at least I want to have a place I would call my home. I want to own my home. I build a home. Then I make a little bit of investments, maybe get a little bit of apartments, simple apartments. Then after that, maybe I can start up simple businesses like how I got a border. So now maybe I can get maybe a simple shop, something like that. So when I get that, then I'll feel stable in my life. So when I'm a little stable, now that will be the time. At least now I'll be like, you know what? Now it's the right time to get myself a girlfriend. But not until I can provide for her fully, and I'm not scared that we will lack at a given point. Sorry for that. I'm not going to date. I'm not going to date, and I told myself that I'm not going to date not until I sort some of the things. Yeah, a must watch. Yeah, I've posted this on my WhatsApp. By the way, the number you're seeing here, that is my WhatsApp number. So you can always text me. We can always chat. We can always share. We can always share. Ideas. Because over the times it's been doing this for other people. So now it has to be more about me. So this number you're seeing here, yeah, the number you're seeing there, let me tap on it very well. This number, yeah, this number here, this is my WhatsApp. This is my WhatsApp. So when you text me, of course I'll be seeing your messages. So back to our point, building yourself first. So now right now I'm like, I'm going to build myself first, yeah, before I get into any girlfriend boyfriend relationship. Why? When these girls come into our lives, a lot of things, I wouldn't say a lot of things go wrong. If you got yourself the right girlfriend, a right boyfriend, it can help you, elevate you, kinda, yeah. But in case you get the wrong person, they are going to be draining you. How? Girls are always demanding. She will be demanding for stuff. She's demanding for your attention. She's demanding for money or gifts or whatever that turns out to be money. She's demanding for, a lot of time, yeah. She wants time, she wants attention, she needs provision, changing hair and all that. So at the end of the day, you rather build yourself first. And now by the time she comes through, those needs really don't drain you. Why? Because now you have different streams of income. I feel like if I have my own home and I have different small businesses and I have simple apartments, my son will be able to go to school for the rest of his life. There, at least I'm sure, at least we have a place called home, so I wouldn't be minding of again renting, move here, move there, you're looking for money, working so hard. No. So at the end of the day, you build yourself. You can also get skills. Yeah, get a skill, learn something. Learning never ends. At least you first empower yourself. Do you know, if you have a job, yeah, just a job, but you don't have a skill gives you this assurance. If you have a skill, you can operate, let me say, you can fix computers, you can paint, you can build, you have a skill. Yeah, there is a way it gives you confidence, like you're sure you can do something at the end of the day. Like, even if all goes with the skill I have, at least I will start again. So it is important to build yourself first before you go into a relationship. These girls can really drain, because now they're always demanding for attention, demanding for time, demanding for finances. So at the end of the day, they will drain you, and guess what? You will not get to your goals. I wish I knew that a little earlier. That is number two, by the way. If I knew that a little earlier, it would have saved me from really too much. Now I'm going back, just like how I told you, like, you can correct those things, you can always correct them. Yeah, so now fine, time is gone, but at least I still have time to correct those things. So that was point number two. Point number one was time. It doesn't wait for nobody. Two, of course, you're supposed to build yourself before you get yourself into a relationship. That is girlfriend boyfriend relationship. Now number three, of course, learn to respect money. That has been my problem till now. Yes, but right now, at least I'm learning, and I am aware and intentional. Most of the times when we get money, now I used to earn like some serious money. I could earn like up to like 5 millions a month, 7 8 millions a month doing my private stuff. Still, by the way, doing YouTube, I earned millions doing YouTube, and that's why I told you this number here. You can always contact me. We talk about these things. So learn to respect money. I never respected money since I was a kid. I'm just learning, and I've been learning for the last like 3 4 years. Yeah, that's when I started really giving respect to money. That is point number three. Whenever I could get money, if someone really needs it more than me, I could always give it out. I'm saying that point blank. Whenever someone needs it more than me, I always give out money, because I felt like it is something, you can sit down and work and earn it. So I felt it wasn't really a big deal. So I lost a lot of money, during that time. I wish I could show you how much I earned over the time. Let me hope this thing will work. If it works, I will show you how much really I earned over the years, and you wouldn't believe it. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. I've earned, I don't know how I can do it. I wish I would show you. I will show you, but I've earned like too much over the years. And if someone asked me, what I really, very good. So this is my phone. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. How much I earned. I'm with my phone, so don't worry. I'm looking down because it's my phone. So now this is how much. Let me change here. This is how much I've made over the years. Oh my goodness, it's not coming out nice because of the light the other side. Okay, it's not coming out nicely. Let me first try to see. I cannot enlarge it. Let me take a screenshot. Yeah, I've taken a screenshot, so maybe this one will be a little bit clear. But if you ask me what I did with it, of course I will tell you that I don't know. You see that? Can I put it upside down? You get to see it. Yeah, this is 91,000. That is 91,000 over a given period of time. 91,000 USD. So that's a lot of money that I've earned over a given period of time. But if you ask me what I did with it, truthfully speaking, I wouldn't tell you. But what I will tell you is I gave out a lot of it. Like like half of it I was just giving out because I felt maybe other people needed it more than me. So now, just 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that's when I learned to respect money. Now I'm trying. I'm not too late. You're also not too late. But now I value it. I cannot get money right now. If I got like 20 million, I wouldn't buy a car. That's why I chose not to go for an electric bike. So it's very important to respect money. Saving is important. Saving is important. For the people who have been watching, some guy was talking and he said, if you have a big tank of water, a big tank of water, if you put a needle, you pierce it with a simple needle and you put a small hole just like a needle, over time, of course, that big tank will lose all the water. So if we can turn it financially, if you keep giving out the ones you're calling pennies, you give out 10,000, 5,000, over the years, before you know it, oh my goodness, you would have lost a lot of money. Now that is 91,000, almost coming to 100,000 USD. What I did with it, I also don't know, but I gave out a lot of it. So right now I changed. I'm not more of a giver than I used to be, because I learned you're supposed to first be okay yourself. At least let me have the basic needs of life. I have a home, I have business running. Then now you can really give out. But when you're still also in need, it's not good to give out. So that is something I'm just learning. I told you I'm 37. So I think I started now learning about money when I was 35. So I wish I knew that a little earlier. So the first point we talked about was, number one, time waits for nobody. Number two, of course, build yourself before a given relationship, girlfriend boyfriend relationship. And then three, respecting money. Respecting money is crucial. It is very, very important to learn about money a little bit earlier. Then if we can go, and of course what really helped me to learn now more about money, when I gave birth to my son. It's good to give birth, by the way. There is a way it really straightens you up. It makes you learn things. Get a kid, then you will sober up. There are things I used to do before I got my son. For the people who don't know, I'm a single dad. I've been with my son for 3 years, since he was 1 year. Now he's going to make 4 years. So I've been with him for 3. Straight out, dedicated dad. Never left him, for neighbors. Never left him with relatives. No, I've been with him from day one up to now. I feel proud of myself. So when you get a kid, that is responsibility. So now I started thinking, what if we are lacking something? Remember, no one is coming to save you. What if he gets sick? What if this happens? Security. What if I die and he doesn't have a place called home? It all scared me, because I also grew up without a home. A place I call home, like, let me go home. You could be like, let me go home, but the home you're going is a rental place. So that's not your home. So I learned really that a little bit late. So if we can go to point number 3, which is also very important, really, really very important. Of course, avoid women without purpose. Avoid women without purpose. Avoid them. Run away very fast. Avoid women. I wish some of these things I knew a little earlier. When you get a girl and the only thing they know is to demand, like I told you a little earlier, they are demanding for your attention, they are demanding for your time, and they are demanding for things, tangible things. They want the nice bags, they want to go for parties, they want, at the end of the day, they don't have a purpose in life. They don't have a purpose. Prevent those ones. Prevent them. I wasted I think a couple of years doing that, and I knew it wasn't going anywhere, but again I still stuck on. So that is really it is very, very crucial. If someone doesn't have a purpose in life, prevent them. Prevent those girls, because at the end of the day, we need it's like we need that validation. We feel like we need someone to love us, to like us. But if they don't have a purpose in life, keep away from them. Let me put up a comment here. What do you think of the list? Niceness. Okay, let me put a question mark. So I've put my first comment. Yeah. What do you think of the list? So at the end of the day, if a girl doesn't have purpose, prevent them. Run, because those girls will pull you years back. You know, if you look even in the Bible, you notice that these girls, you know, from Adam and Eve eating the fruit, again, it was a lady. If you look at the Goliath, the girls have been really involved somewhere. So at the end of the day, prevent them until when you feel you're okay, then you know you can get involved with these girls. But if she is purposeful, now with me, I told you I always mention my sister. She's called Winnie, but on social media you can go look for plates and places. Plates like real plates we used to eat, and then plates and places with Winfred. You will get to see her, or studying the Bible with Winfred. So I've learned a lot of things, of course, from her. A lot of things, almost everything I'm mentioning here, there's some of the things I've learned. But ever since I went off grid, I've been able to reflect about reflect about my life. Yeah. So it has really helped me, because now I don't do a lot of interaction. It's always me and my son. So really, I wish I learned that a little bit earlier. So it is the same as stop womanizing. You know, having a lady with no purpose in life is different from womanizing. That is point number 5. You know, womanizing is jumping from one girl to another. That is really bad, you know, because you imagine if you're earning 500,000, but again you're having 4 girls you have to impress. At the end of the day, you're going to divide this money, giving girl X, girl Y, girl Z, girl A. You know, you're supposed to make them happy, because you have to make them feel like you can afford. Yeah, because you need validation. So you go around spending. At the end of the day, remember the other point, which was point number 3, you know, respecting money. So before you know it, you're 40 and you've been womanizing and spending a lot, and you have nothing to show of it. And then these girls, when you're broke, they will always leave for a next person. You get, they will always leave for a better person. So with all your expenses gone, no refund. So womanizing, I don't need even to talk about that a lot. You know what really comes out of it. Getting kids from different parents. You're having 3 kids from 3 parents, and you have to support all of them. They are not in the same place. It is really, really very bad. Omukunja Atusira Music, my big papa. What's up, Omukunja Atusira? Wagwan, how you doing? That's my boy. Bad boy. Of course, here watching. Thank you very much. Of course, we changed the content. Now we are doing strictly English. Omukunja. Yeah, of course, we did entertainment for 15 years plus interviews, celebrity interviews, artist interviews. I felt like I'm done with that. So again, we went with politics for all those years. Now we've changed. Yeah, we are using English to communicate to at least more people, yeah, so that Nigerians, Ghanaians, Kenyans, our friends from Rwanda, at least Tanzania, yes, I started getting friends from Tanzania, at least they can also understand us. So womanizing, that is point number 5. It is really not cool if you're having all those kids with different parents. At the end of the day, you have to support, you have to support them. So how are you going to balance it? At the end of the day, if the 10K was enough, now it's not enough. You're separating it with 3 different baby mamas, so it becomes a little hard. I got to know that when I was still a kid, because my sisters used to tell me, in case you impregnate any girl, you're supposed to marry them and you're supposed to provide for them. So I got scared, of responsibility. So that helped me not have kids left, right and center. That's why I have only 1 kid at 37, and I'm okay with it. So that was stop womanizing. So point number 6, it's okay to cry, as a man, as a woman. Sometimes it is okay, when things don't work out. It is okay, reflecting, you can see your age mate when they've made it, they've made it, but you're still where you used to be. It scares. I told you there's nothing that scares as a young man trying to make it in life when he sees other friends of his have made it. and they have nothing to show of it. You know, you're 35 and you have totally nothing to show of it, and you've been working all the time. So it scares a lot. So it is okay to reflect, cry over it. But one thing you're not supposed to forget, we are not quitters. You're not supposed to quit. You're not supposed to quit. You're supposed to really hang in there. You're supposed to really hang in there. You're supposed to hang in there. You can cry, you can reflect, you can feel bad. If you have someone to talk about it, about it, talk to that someone. Me, I talk to that sister of mine. Yeah, I talk to her. I tell her there is a day I cried. I was with my son. I have only sisters. So there's one sister of mine, when I shifted, I left Chisasi, Chanja, and Tindabokot. I left that side, then came to Luvowa because that's where I grew up from since I was a kid. So when I came this side, Luvowa, I thought, because now all my sisters were around that area, so I thought since I had come and I'm a single dad, my sisters will be able to support me, to help me out. I didn't know no one is coming to save you. The day one of my sisters, left me and was like, I'm supposed to take care of my son as me, I cried that day. Then I called one of my sisters and I told her this whole story, and I was crying. I was crying because I didn't know how to really raise this kid, and he was really young. I cried. But ever since that day, that's when I got to learn to take care of my son. Now I was like, no one is coming to save me, since even my own sister has abandoned me because I'm the only boy and the last born. So I thought these elders will be able to help me out. So now, no help, no nothing. I cried, boss, I cried. But I didn't quit. Now I'm used being with my son. It's been the two of us for 3 years. And I don't want him to leave me at any cost. Why? He has also kept me in check. I told you I used to drink a lot. By this time I'll be, drunk. But now I stopped drinking because he keeps me in check even without saying a thing. I have to be sober. I cook food every day, because he has to eat. When I'm alone, I don't cook. And I used to drink, so I don't cook again. I don't eat again. I'm drinking. At the end of the day, I'm not understanding. I black out. So now he keeps me in check even when he's young. So now you see, it was not until my sister abandoned me, and now I felt like I had to take control. I didn't quit because there is no reason why you quit. You cannot quit. You quit, you're dead. You quit, you're dead. So it is okay to cry, but one thing you're supposed to do, you're not supposed to quit. You're not supposed to quit. You're supposed to figure out things. You're supposed to figure them out. If we can go to point, I'll summarize all of them. Don't trust easily. Now that is one of the things I learned like 2 months ago. Me, I used to trust. I've stayed with a lot of people. I've stayed with a lot of people in my space. I've allowed a lot of people in my space. I wish I knew this a little earlier. I thought everyone who talks to me was my friend. But when things changed and I stopped partying, because now, I told you, I realized, when I was 35, like now time is really going. So now that's when I started putting things a given way. So when I stopped partying, when I stopped drinking like the way I used, when I stopped hanging out with them, all disappeared. All of them disappeared. I stayed alone and with my son, and things changed. So don't trust easily. I could trust really easily. I could really trust easily. But the main kicker happened like 2 months ago. I had a friend who came here and then he changed overnight. Overnight, he just changed. And he was the only one I had remained with. So trusting people when you're doing business transaction, initially when you're starting, you all put up, you have dreams, you tell them what you really want in life, you trust them. But thereafter, people change and you're like, this is not how they used to be. So I learned that a little late in life. Yeah, a literal letting lie. But it's important not to just trust easily. Don't let people in your space easily. Let them earn it. That's the word. Let them earn it to be in your space, because at the end of the day, when things mess up, all these people disappear, and when they disappear, you remain alone. You remain alone, and no one is there to support you. And people always want the winning team. When you win and you've been in there alone and you win, they will come. But when you're losing, or when you lose, they all disappear. They start saying, I saw that guy, he will not make it, he wouldn't make it, we knew, and then they're all gone. So just don't let people, just don't trust easily. I told you the story. I did one live and I was talking about the friends I helped out, during the first COVID, and I'm like, I will not do that again. I used to think that I use partnering with people, working with people. They advise that you're supposed to work as a team. I did that, and I feel like I never want to work with a team. In case I'm going to work with someone who comes in my space, I pay them and they have to leave. I now developed trust issues. I just now don't trust easily. I have to protect my space and my son, because when these people come in, you get a lot of chaos. When you have a lot, the more they become, the more chaos in your life. Before you know it, you've been associating with someone who is a thief. Before you know it, you're taken, you're in court, you're in prison, because you are associating with people, you really don't know that much. So point number 7 is, don't just trust easily. It's very important. And of course, our point number 8, environment breaks or builds you. The kind of environment you stay in, the kind of friends you get, they either make you or break you. I talked about being the 6th person. If you're with people who love partying, you're going to be the party animal number 6. If you like people who like praying to God and they feel, miracles are going to just be happening, when there are 5 of them, you're going to be the 6th one. You will stop working thinking that when you pray to God, miracles are going to happen. When you're moving on the road, then you're going to find a sack of money there. Things will just happen like magic. So when you hang out with people who are talking about girls always, you're going to be the 6th one. You get the point? So the kind of environment you put yourself into will basically determine your future. That's why most of the time people say, birds of the same feathers flock together. So now I got that also a little late. I wish I knew earlier, because now everything I watch, even on my phone, you become what you see, what you watch on your phone, and what you listen to. Now I really, really mind what I watch, the people I associate with, what I talk about. Even when I'm alone in my bed with my phone, I mind what I really, really watch and listen to, because definitely you become that. That's why now you can see me talk about these things. I would have been here telling you the new song which is out. I would have been here talking about other people, because that's what I watch, that's what I see. But I don't watch those things. What I'm telling you about is basically what I watch. And before you know it, what goes inside you is what basically comes out of you. If you start seeing someone saying vulgar words, it's basically what they put in. And basically that's what will come out of them. Oh, that is beautiful. Very nice. What you put in is what basically comes out of you. So it's very important. Very, very important, to mind your environment. Minding your environment doesn't even depend on only the friends or the people you hang out with. Even where you stay, where your home is, where you rent also matters. If you are in a place where you're renting on apartments where girls and boys keep changing, girls the one who comes in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, when you stay in that environment for long enough, that's what you're going to turn into without even you realizing or noticing. You basically become the people you hang out with. You basically become the environment where you stay. In case you go and you stay, let me say, in apartments which are so corporate, and then everyone is driving, before you know it, you will also start driving. Because everyone drives, so before you also know it, you will start driving. if you stay in an environment where people travel a lot, they travel, before you know it, you're going to start traveling. So the kind of environment you keep around and the kind of people you keep around with is basically what you become. So I also learned that a little bit late. If you hang out with guys who are thieves, before you know it, they are going to come and they are picking everyone, and you'll be among the people they will collect. So it's very important. That's really very important. So now at this time, I mind even who I hang out with, the kind of environment. That was pointer number 8. Pointer number 9. Yeah, we are coming to the last one. And when we come to the last one, I will tell you a story of a person that I met this side. Pointer number 9 is be able to unlearn. I would have said learn and then try to unlearn, but it is just as plain as it is, be able to unlearn. There are things we grew up knowing, yeah, and we are like, that's how it is, that's how it has been, that's how it will forever be. Be able to unlearn. Yeah, be able to unlearn, because now we have that thing of, you go to school, after school, get a job. After getting a job, you're supposed to get married. After getting married, you're supposed to give birth to kids. After giving birth to kids, then you're supposed to die. You can change it. Who said that's how life has to be? So we have to unlearn. And really, learning is easy because they doctrinate us when we are growing. From childhood, they put stuff in our head like, this is how it has to be, this is how it has to be. So we grow up knowing that's how it has to be. Changing it is really hard. Like people going to school and they go up to level 6, like senior 6, secondary 6, and then after that, then they go to the university, and we think someone branching off from senior 4 or level 4, it's wrong. So unlearning it, and basically a kid learning a skill is way better, So there are things we really got like it is a prayer, and like it has to be like this. This is how it has been and forever will be. Who said? So unlearning, some of the people have felt, and now just like the girls are like they're supposed to be provided for, they have failed to unlearn it. They have failed to unlearn that, being your own provider and your lady is beautiful and nicer. You're not dependent on a man. We have failed to unlearn. They told us when you get married forever and ever, in good, in wealth, in poverty, in poor, or wealth, in sickness, then you find a lady, they abuse her, and then she can't leave because her dad told her she's not supposed to leave marriage. Who said? You want to die? So unlearning, most of the people have failed to unlearn. Me, I noticed that people like TikTok, the way I was taking TikTok was really in a bad way. I was taking TikTok in a bad way because everything there was negative. It took me a long time. I've just joined TikTok like a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. But again, I had to unlearn. You have to unlearn and be like, showing up at work is not how people earn money. I've heard millions of people saying that a man has to wake up very early in the morning and leaves for work. Who said it? You can work from home. So unlearning that, you find a person, even they don't know, they're going to do nothing, but they wake up and they leave. They just have to wake up and leave because they were doctrinated. A man is not supposed to stay at home. Again, that sister of mine with her husband, I never used to see the husband work. The husband was always at home. I was like, when I grow up, I want to be like that. I want to be a chill. I just be home. I work from home. So unlearning that, telling someone like, now things have changed, technology is here, you can do they don't want to unlearn. Now you find like you can get some universities and they are still teaching people accountants. And they've forgotten that now AI is doing some of these things. So we fail. Unlearning is something really, really, because we think that's how things are supposed to be. So unlearning, and when we were doctrinated these things since we were young, it is hard. So you have to practice and you have to teach yourself to unlearn some of the things. You unlearn them, and it is the hardest. And when we come to number 10, of course, God and hard work. God and hard work. You just have to pray. You just have to pray, believe in God, trust Him. It's very important. Very, very important. When you feel like you cannot talk to anyone, at least there is someone you don't know who will not backstab you or talk about you or even judge you. Because some people could have killed themselves a little way too early. But because they feel there is someone up there who sees them, they get encouragement, They feel safe. They feel they've talked to God. Yeah? So prayer is important. When you have something you believe in, basically have something you believe in. If you don't believe in God, believe in Allah. If you don't believe in Allah, believe in Maria. Believe in something. Just believe in something for your survival, I'm telling you. Some of the people would have already died many years ago, but because they have something they believe in, they are still, they are still alive. So have something. Have just anything you believe in. Whether you believe in your Jaja, it's okay. Just believe in something. It gives you hope. Yeah, that is as equal as have hope. That something will give you, you'll be like, things are not moving the way I want now, but definitely at given time, they will be okay. So believe in something. Whether it is God, Allah, Juju, Jaja, Maria, anything, just believe in something. Have something to give you hope. Someone will come and pray for you and is like this, things are going to happen for you. At least believe. When you lose hope, it means you've lost it all. It means you're dead. So having something you believe in, it gives you the illusion that something will happen. And sometimes basically something happens. So believe in something. Just believe in something. I'm telling you, my blood. Believe in something. Brother, sister, just believe in something, anything. Because if you have nothing you believe in, so you lose hope and you think things will not work out. And when you lose hope, you're as good as dead. When you lose hope, that's when you stop aging. Like now you're old. Even if you're 11 years, 20 years, and you've lost hope, you're as good as dead and you're as good as a 100-year-old. But when you're 90 years and you still have hope and you believe in something, you're as young as 25. You get the point? So believe in something. Those were pointers. There were 10 pointers. 10 of them. So let me just summarize them. We started with the first one. These are the things I'm telling you is they would help you, not regret things in life, number one. Number two, they will help you, prevent some pain. Number three, they will help you waste a lot of time and regretting and, suffering from pains you don't understand. We started with pointer number one, time. Yeah, we started with time. Then we went to build yourself before you build a relationship. Learn to respect money. Avoid women with no purpose. That is 4. Then 5, we said stop womanizing. Then 6, it's okay to cry, but as long as you don't quit. 7, we say don't trust easily. 8, we say the environment you're in determines the kind of a person you become. 9 is you're supposed to unlearn things. And then 10, of course, believe in something, believe in God and hard work, and don't quit. So those are 10 of them. Now, let me tell you a story. When I came off grid, this side where I am, I met a young man yesterday, but one. He told me he was, I met him on the road. He called me, Anderson. So I came. I was on a bike with my son. So we had a simple conversation. And, this simple conversation became really a long conversation. He told me he's 20 years. And surprisingly, he's married with a girl who dropped out of school when he was in her senior 4. How he dropped out. The mother separated with the father, and now when they went through the divorce, the father got another woman, and the father is a drunkard, drinks a lot. This is a real person I talked to 2 days ago, and now I work with him. He helps me, ride the new bike we bought yesterday. So This young man, this girl now stays with the dad, but the dad now has another wife that is a stepmom to this girl. So now she had gone to play those things of volleyball, volleyball at school. So now when she came back, this lady didn't like her home, the stepmom. So now the stepmom tells the dad that the girl is from, boys. She's trying to couple up. So the dad came back home drunk, beat the hell out of this girl. So now the girl didn't have an option. The dad said, we are ending school now. You're no longer going to go to school. So he didn't sit for her senior 4. This guy told me they've been together now. They are coming to a year. The guy is 20. Now I can imagine this girl could be like 16, 17. You can imagine. I met the girl, by the way. So now she stopped school. They sent her away from home. She calls her mother. The real mother also doesn't care. Hopefully she's also married to a different man now. So she looks and there is no any other option. Guess who she calls? She calls this young man, the boy, and she moves in. She calls her mom again to tell her now she's staying with the boyfriend, and she doesn't care. The mom doesn't care. The father doesn't care. Just like that, now she's into marriage, This boy told me really this story. It really touched me. But guess what? He is only 20. This boy is good at doing welding. Yeah, those welding. Welding. Burning irons. Yeah, iron bars and doing doors, doing gates. He's good at that. He's good also at cleaning the compound and designing it. He's good at that. But of course he had a border to provide for them. But again, the boss, the owner of the border took it away. The bike took it away. So now he was trying to juggle up with life. I felt sorry, So because I also wanted to get an income, so we got a border for him yesterday. And now he's riding where he's supposed to give me at least a cut every day. I imagined, and I had never heard of such a story, Now this happened maybe off grid where I am, but I think even in town such things happen. I told this young man, you see, thank God you're 20. And through the story, he told me this girl could be pregnant now. I was like, nice. I was like, I wish this girl really gives birth. Because at 20 years, a 20-year is married to a 16 or 17-year, and they're having a kid. At a tender age, that means this boy also doesn't go to school. That means this boy is going to become a little responsible a little earlier. So it's going to teach him to work a little harder, to be trustworthy, and he will make it in life. We talked, and all these things I've talked about, I told him. I felt good that I had met this boy. I had never seen him. But I felt good. I was like, I wish I was in that same situation when I was a little younger. I would have been more responsible, and I would have been, more responsible with life. Now this kid is the kid I'm going to be monitoring, because now he's riding my bike. I want to see how they really grow. He's renting a house of 70,000. Married. But what I liked is the girlfriend is a purposeful girlfriend. When he was driving the bike he had before the boss took it, each time they could get money, the girlfriend comes, is like, you know what, let's take off. Have you given the boss his money? Take off the 15K, give to the boss. Let's take off the 10K we save in our small box. Let's get the 10K, we buy things we need at home. Then you can have this 10K, you also keep, it's yours. I was like, now this girl is also focused. So you see, at the tender age, I'm going to be following this kid, and I'll be showing you at one moment if he's okay to be on camera, I'll get a video for him. But now we got a bike. Of course, I didn't have the money, so I called my sister, so she borrowed me some money. Yeah, that sister of mine of Plates and Places, or Studying the Bible with Winfred on YouTube, you will see her. So she borrowed me some money. We bought a bike. So now he's riding a bike. And now that means he'll be making some income. He will be giving me a little, some of it, you know, to also help me. But I told him these things, and I was like, he has high chances of making it in life, because he's a kid supporting a kid, boss. But it's a good thing. But it's a sad story, but still a good thing. Because now, me, I'm here, I'll be mentoring him. I'll be telling him, I told him all these things. I told him all of them. And I'm like, just be trustworthy. People will trust you with things. Before you know it, this kid will grow up, you know, to be really a good person. But he's a kid I met 2 days ago. And I'm going to be following him to see where this ends. So some of these things I've told you, I wish I knew a little earlier. Had I knew these things a little earlier, I'll be okay in life. But I did everything I did was a mess. Only thing I did was not to have kids with different parents. But whether I like it or not, again, I have to have a kid with a different parent. Why? Because now I'm a single dad. So that means I'll have to get a girlfriend. So that means I'll have 2 kids from 2 different parents. But at least there are not many. At least I'm making sure the wife I get will be permanent. You get the point? Will be permanent. So that I don't, and I stay with my kids. So that means I won't be able to support kids I don't know where they are. You get the point? Oh my goodness, I love it. Of course, Miriam4061 is saying bulijjo kano kaluze ke kakozesa eno channel. Yes, this is my channel. Yeah, we changed now. We did 15 years of entertainment. Then Tumalane Tukola, 7 years, with President Bobby Wine. So now I felt like I had grown up. I'm a single dad. I've been with my son since he was 1 year. Now he's going to be making 4 years. So my kid had to eat food. We had to do something to eat food. So I was like, you know what? Let me say things I want my kid when he grows up and he can relate. So we changed the kind of content we are doing, and I'm very sorry. I apologize. So now I'm saying things that can inspire us. This is my WhatsApp number so that we can support each other in one way or the other. So I felt like my kid is growing and there is some kind of content I love because now I'm grown. So these things I'm saying, they are basically things I would have loved to be told when I was growing. So because I didn't have anyone to tell me these things, and I felt like I wish I had that someone. So that's why I decided to come and I be telling them to you. They can help you if they can help you. If they cannot help you, well and good. But one thing I can assure you of, when everything messes up, you will come and watch these videos and you'll be like, hey, this guy talked about these things. So those things I messed up, yes, and I admit. But at least I still have time. I still have hope to change. Now I'm working on those things. You get the point? I'm working on them. I'm not yet there. That's why I told you I'm not an inspirational speaker. No. I'm not yet there. I'm also learning on work. I learned raising my son at work. So Mariam, what's up? Thank you very much for commenting. Love ya. So, man, this life is not fair, and as I told the pointer number 1 was time waits for no one. When we are in our 20s, we feel like we'll never grow old. That's why you find young girls saying, oh, that woman is old. For us, we are still young. They forget time flies. The same position they are seeing the elder women is the way they are going to be in a few years. So how you use your time is very important. Very, very important. Very important. Sometimes we don't care, but we don't know what will happen. So that's why I changed the kind of content we are doing. I feel like I want my son, when he grows up, he'll be proud of the daddy. He won't see me in dance challenges. He will go back and sit and be like, if I'm not around, he'll be there and be like, at this time, what would dad do? And then these videos will be archived and he will be able to go and watch and get videos that do not demoralize me. good videos. Yeah. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. It's now 1 minute to come to an hour. Every day I'm always here from 10 to 11. From 10 to 11 every day. We missed out 2 days. Sorry. Father duties. I was doing father duties. So now we are back. And for the guys who are with us from when we started, thank you very much. Bulijjo kano kaluze keka kozesa eno channel. Munange kekano kaluze. Yeah, this is Rose. It's been me running this channel for very many years. I dedicated it for president because he told us to give out something. So giving out my channel was the thing. I thought by 2026 he'll be the president and I'll be going back to do my things. But as you know, things don't work out as we want. The only thing we have to have is not losing hope. Persistency, consistency, and sacrifice. Persistence, consistency, and sacrifice. When those are there, I'm telling you, you can conquer anything. You can conquer anything. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me read this one here. Of course, Mariam 4061 is saying, oh dear, watuwanga updates eranga nebuuza ani akola ku channel eno. Finally nkuzudde bati ng'obadde tokyalabika mwe mwaweeseemuko nga Mr. President Kyagulanyi ne team ye yonna. I haven't understand that. I'm not very good at Luganda. If you said it in English, I would have gotten it, but if you say it in English, it's easier for me to understand. But when you say it in Kiganda, I cannot really understand. Oh dear, watuwanga updates era nga nebuuza ani akola ku channel eno. Finally kuzudde but ng'obadde tokyalabika naawe weekweseemuko nga Mr. President Kyagulanyi. Nekweka ne content nemukyusa. Nekweka ne content nemukyusa. Saagala kufiira bwerere ndeka akaana kange bansibe ndeka akaana kange akamu. Yenze mama, yenze tata. Sinayo mama, sinayo tata, sina kojja, sina senga. So munange kibayita okwebereramu olaba ne president yebereramu abulawo. Kati nze munange omwana alina okulya. Kyobulaba ne content twamukyusa. Omwana alina okulya, alina okusoma. Yenze single dad, saawa zino mbeera eno mu nsiko. Okitegeera tunaalya ki kati olaba you also didn't know tewamanya nti eno channel nze yali agirunninga. Kitegeeza enamba yange nalinganga sigibawa nga saagala bampiseemu emiggo okuleka akaana kange. Mbadde nako okuvanga kalina omwaka gumu kati kagenda kweza emyaka 4. Tulyera aba babiri n'ebyokukola mami ne daddy byonna nabivaako emyaka egi. So nga njagala kwebereramu kati ate mu abantu ba president abali bamwagala ennyo bonna bali mu unsubscribing ambulwa kuba content yakyuka. N'olaba embuzi giri emyaka gyonna saabasaba yadde 10 n'embeera mu nkyukakyuka nga temusupportinga nga nkola with one love. So now when I change the content nga badduka nga nange lwaki sikira ku macha kati lwakuba kati nze president Charlie wange. He's my friend. Blood. Byaddala before even all this politics. Kati bana abadduse instead of supporting ne bagamba mwana Anderson, it was you mwana kiwakola kyakabi katukolezeyo ka mobile money wa badduka mbo kati olubakoye. Abantu bantama era bali kuno bokka benjagala bantama okola ebirungi byonna. Nalina abayimbi for very many years. N'abayimbi n'ensupportinga bagaggawala tuli eno. Kyova olaba 2026 nagamba kankole ebinyumira. Abavuma sifaayo wabatandisa tanywesa sibalinaako mutawaana. Nainga Mariam, thank you very much for your comment. It has really meant a lot to me. Kati tutandika butandisi, I'm starting afresh. I'm starting afresh from zero. So when you watch these videos, that means you would have supported me. Just like how I supported. But if you don't want, asikulemerako nawe ngo osikamu nga tusigaza abatono betugenda okwegattako. Fenna tukule fenna, we develop together. So the ones who don't want to come, bye bye. Abagala politics. JB jali. Keke jali. Jebali. Nze kati ndi mukuza mwana wennafaalo nti wali agenda labirira katayira kange. Wennaaba sina za kulya sina gwe ngenda kukubira. Naye kati abantu abagenda osigala kunawe bagenda okubeera ba blood bange. Bengenda okubanga nnyumya nabo. Okategedde. Abantu tebasiima. Mbura kwa kati nakyusa content mbukati olwo banyiga nnyo mbu they are unsubscribing. Nange njagala mugende because wano tukozesa na luzungu. Because twagala bana Kenya, ba Tanzania, bali mu US, ba Nigeria, twabakowa. Nabakowa. Yeah, but it is the truth. Nabakowa mwata. Okujjako abali ku channel yange eno ababeerako ne balaba benjagala bokka basigadde bantama tebasiima bagende mbolo struggle. No, that is bad manners. When you're doing what they want, then you're good. So you want me to be here, man, my son nga tubonabona nga tetulina kyakulya. Because the other content plan was into 2026 president wallahi nali ndi kushuwa wallahi agenda kubeera president. Nete kyaliwo kati nsigale nga nkola ebintu ebyo nga tetulya mmere. Enamba yange no one knew me. Enamba yange I never put it out to ask for money. Nali sisabiriza sente nga nkola mulimu gwange nga ne face yange teri agimanyi. Kati wenzijidde we muyinza okugambira, oh, it was Anderson, let's support you, let's give us your mobile money, you did a good job. But they are unsubscribing. At the time now when I need you, it is bad. You're bad. Those people were bad. Those are bad manners. Those were bad manners. That's why I decided to come off grid. I live in the bush, off grid, in a tiny house. Yeah, off grid in a tiny house. Because I started not liking people. I started not liking people. So I excused myself so that I katinfuna obulamu bwentegeera. I no longer have problems. I don't have problems. I've learned a lot of things. I have my sisters. Nabo baho. Muchibira bagambe wakane muchibira. So for some reasons, Munangi, that's what happened. So I'm off grid with my son, single dad. So tomorrow is school. We go to school this side. So tomorrow early morning at 6 I have to wake up, give him food, give him tea. We run at school. I drop him there. I come back. I make more videos for you guys. Yeah. But in case, I love the people. By the way, I love the people who watch after. Yeah. Video ongewed and then you come. The people who watch the videos after when I'm done. I love you so much, guys. Show me support. I'm starting afresh. Show me support. Let's grow together. Let's support each other. That's why I put my WhatsApp number here. Yeah, I put it here so that we can chat. We can talk. I don't want a lot of people like 1K, 7K. I cannot talk to each one of them. But if we are little, at least I can talk to everyone. We support each other in one way or the other. That I'm very sure we can support each other. So those are the 10 things that I wish I knew a little earlier. I've just got to know them. I'm also just practicing them. Hopefully things will work out and I'll be proud of myself 5 years from now. By the way, in case you want to change your life, yeah, you first make a target of 6 months. Zenasoka nengeza 6 months, things were working, then nenyongerako. So right now, I'm working on my first again 6 months. 6 months off grid. I have moved so far 1 month, but 1 month was for settling in. So kati dala serious, I think we are just starting. Like, this is going to be the first month. I see what happens in the next 6 months. Then after I see what happens in the next 6 months, that will be now a year. So for now, guys, I want to say thank you very much for watching. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night for the people who watch after. Big up to you. And if you loved what I said in this video, if you loved the video, you can go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification button so that each time we come through, you're among the first people to watch when we do a video or when we upload a video. Let's grow together. Let's develop together. My WhatsApp number is there. We can always chat and talk. So until when we catch up tomorrow, when we've made different other videos, I want to say thank you very much for watching. Peace ya, love ya, nyo. So I have to sleep so that I wake up early, take my son to school. If I don't sleep early, we will wake up late. And when I wake up late, that means he won't go to school. If he goes to school and he goes late, that means he won't be studying very well because he'll be missing some classes. So let me excuse myself. For the people who have just joined, you could watch again from the start to the end to show support to your boy Luze Andrew Anderson, who supported you during that time. So until then, peace, yeah.